Detective Michael Stone stood before the old Victorian mansion, its windows staring back at him like empty eyes. The house had been abandoned for years, or so everyone thought. Until today. Body was found in the living room, sir, Officer Thompson reported, his flashlight beam cutting through the evening shadows. The neighbor called it in after hearing strange noises last night. Stone nodded, pulling on his latex gloves. The front door creaked open, revealing a dusty interior that hadn't seen life in decades. Except now it had seen death. The victim lay face down on a faded Persian rug, surrounded by antiquated furniture draped in white sheets. Dr. Wilson, the medical examiner, crouched beside the body. Male, mid-50s, she said without looking up. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Time of death between 10 p.m. and midnight last night. Stone circled the body slowly. The victim wore an expensive suit, now covered in dust. A leather briefcase lay nearby, its contents scattered across the floor: old photographs, documents, and a rusty key. Got an ID? Stone asked. James Morrison, Thompson replied, holding up a wallet. Real estate developer. His company's been trying to buy this property for months. Stone picked up one of the photographs. It showed a family mother, father, and a young girl standing proudly in front of the house. The picture was dated 1985. Get me everything you can on the previous owners, Stone ordered. The investigation revealed that the house belonged to the Williams family until 1985, when they mysteriously disappeared. Case went cold, and the house remained empty, becoming the subject of local ghost stories. As Stone dug deeper, he discovered Morrison had been aggressive in his attempts to purchase the property. Several elderly neighbors reported heated arguments between Morrison and a woman who regularly visited the house, though no one knew her name. The breakthrough came 3 days later. Stone found a connection between the old photograph and a local librarian named Margaret Williams, the young girl in the picture, now in her 40s. When Stone brought her in for questioning, Margaret's calm demeanor didn't waver. Yes, I visited the house. It was my home. Mr. Morrison wanted to tear it down, build luxury apartments. Where were you 2 nights ago, Miss Williams? At the library. Working late. You can check the security footage. She was right, the footage showed her at the library until 1 a.m. But something about her story nagged at Stone. The detective returned to the house alone the next day. The key from Morrison's briefcase had been bothering him. It looked older than the other items. As he examined the house's interior more carefully, he noticed something odd about the living room's wooden panels. Behind one, he found a hidden door with an ancient lock. The rusty key fit perfectly. Inside was a small room, walls covered with newspaper clippings about the Williams family's disappearance. Recent photographs showed Morrison meeting with various officials. And there, on a dusty desk, lay a leather-bound diary. The final entry read, "He found out the truth. About what father did. About the money. Morrison threatened to expose everything unless I sold. But this house holds all our secrets. I can't let them come to light. Richard understands. He's always protected me ever since we were children." Stone's hand moved to his phone. Thompson, I need you to run a background check on Margaret Williams' childhood friends. Focus on anyone named Richard. The results came back within an hour. Richard Cooper, Margaret's neighbor from 1985, now worked as a janitor at the library. The security footage showed Margaret at her desk all night, but it also showed Richard leaving through the back door at 9:30 p.m., returning just after midnight. When they arrested Richard Cooper, he didn't resist. "I did it for Margaret," he confessed. "Her father embezzled millions before disappearing. Morrison figured it out, threatened to expose everything. The money's still hidden in that house somewhere. I couldn't let him destroy her life." Stone stood in the empty house one last time after the case was closed. The echoes of the past still lingered in its halls: a family's disappearance, hidden millions, and a decades-old secret protected by a deadly act of loyalty. Margaret Williams was charged as an accessory to murder. The house's secrets had finally come to light, though Stone suspected some would remain forever buried in its shadows. As he left, Stone could have sworn he heard whispers in the empty rooms behind him. But that was impossible. After all, houses don't talk. They just keep secrets.